510 subscribers. Unbelievable. Thank you so much. Reaching more and more people with you guys really makes a big difference. And to celebrate this, I'd like to share with you my top 5 language learning habits. And I promise by the end of this video, you will understand why I reach fluency in 5 out of the 6 languages I speak. So here we go. Tell me, right now, what have you been up to these past 2-3 weeks and how does it relate to your language learning goals? Tell me. When do you work on your listening skills? For how long? Do you do it regularly or more sporadic? Well, most don't know, and let me guess, you're more worried about your Duolingo streak than your actual language learning practice, right? Here's my logbook. This is what I've been up to these past few weeks, and this is my language learning streak, and I'm super focused on my practice. Each calendar entry represents one activity and each color one specific skill. Green is reading, yellow is listening, purple is reading and listening, and so on. Learning languages is all about consistently working on the right activities, creating sustainable habits and routines. And by the way, I made a video about that and it's doing really well. You might want to check it out. Planning is good, but it's rarely what you really end up doing, and a logbook is really useful because it provides you with a clear picture of what you have accomplished so far, where you might be weak in some areas, where you might be strong in others, when you're most active, and so on. It makes you self-aware of the entire process, and you can more easily reflect and evaluate your progress. Planning is good, like I said, but it's rarely what you really end up doing, so be very careful. By the way, I have a Discord channel, the link's in the description. Come and join me because I will be there on a daily basis and I will reply. So come, don't be afraid, and now back to the video. Okay, this is what most people get wrong when they give advice to other language learners. Be consistent, language gurus will tell you. No, it's not be consistent. That's only part of what you need to do. If you consistently work on the wrong activities, then it's worthless. There is no other word for it. Worthless. We need to build a system where we consistently learn vocab in context. This is simply what we need to do when we're learning languages, and I found the perfect way to do so. If you know me from my previous videos, then you already know that I'm a huge fan of podcasts with transcripts. I'm such a huge fan that I use them in Korean, English, French, German and Portuguese. So it's really no surprise that I use them to actively and passively learn languages. It's simple, really. With this one activity, I take care of 2 skills. My reading and listening skills, and I learn vocab. And this is super important in a systematic and natural way because I'm exposing myself to new content and to super useful new vocab. There are plenty of other ways to learn vocab in a consistent, natural way, and you need to find something that you truly enjoy. But if you don't know where to start, you might want to give podcasts with transcripts a go. And I've also made a video about how to actually use them in the best way possible, so you might want to check that out. This one's definitely my favorite one. I always like to pick one activity. Can be anything, really. And I make it a habit of doing it exclusively in my target language. I have 2 perfect examples for you guys. Listen guys, I have no reason whatsoever to speak English in my daily life, none as in I never use it. But I found a nice way to change that. I started a YouTube channel, so here I am talking to you in English. I do my research in English, I script my videos in English and so on. And that's basically how I practice my English speaking skills. Obviously, I'm going to improve very fast. I have another example for you, and it's a really good one. When I used to play the guitar, I started to hang out exclusively with French people. So whenever I picked up the guitar, I would immediately switch to French mode because I would be used to speaking and listening to French. And yeah, it made a really big difference. Pick one activity you feel somewhat comfortable doing in your target language and really commit to it. In the beginning, it's going to be a little bit difficult or at least a little bit tricky, but it's going to be worth it. Start doing real-life things in your target language. Start small, start big. It doesn't matter, but do it now. Don't skip practice. I mean, maybe one day is okay, but not 2 days in a row, because skipping 2 days in a row is really dangerous, especially if it continues to happen again and again. I've been through this myself, and it's really hard to get back into it because it doesn't end after 2 days of not practicing. So I always make sure that I have some low intensity, low maintenance kind of activity ready for one of those really hard and long days where I'm just too tired to sit down and commit to learning languages. Because sometimes life happens. So what I like to do is usually do at least some flashcard practice, but it can be anything really. This one is kind of similar to habit number 3, doing real life things, but it's still different, hear me out, because I have this habit of listening to podcasts about a certain topic and talking about it, using the vocab and useful expressions I learned in it with my language learning partners. This makes a huge difference for me, especially if it's about daily topics or topics that I truly care about. For example, talking about the drinking culture in Korea with my Korean friends was really fun, and this is actually how I acquire and learn new expressions and also vocab. I get to see a different side of the topic and I get to see real life reactions. Basically, everything is more memorable and it's gonna stick. Now, I mostly use podcasts for this, but I guess you can use almost anything you can imagine. Anything from stories to YouTube videos, TV shows, dramas, whatever you want. But no matter what I use, I really make sure that I do it and I use it afterwards with my language learning partners, because it's like I said, it's gonna stick, it's more memorable, and besides, it's way more fun to do it with other people than to just sit there and listen to some, I don't know, YouTube videos. I will talk about it, I will write about it, I may start blogging in that target language, but whatever it is, I really make sure that I do real life things with it. It's really important, and this is really why I'm fluent in so many languages. It's because I do things with them. It's not just me sitting on a table and reviewing grammar or doing my flashcards. That's not how you will truly acquire language. So thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you have any questions, let me know down below and I will reply back. I will see you soon. Bye bye.